world. It is DP from Alpha Traders. Called the bottom again. Had a crappy Thursday, Friday last week, but called that bottom. Had to regrouped a little bit. Made a lot of money today. It's been awesome. It's been absolutely awesome. I've given you guys some Roku plays out on Twitter. Members were in Apple. Didn't hold Apple as long as I should have today. We bought them at the very bottom. We kept layering them. I didn't do a good job. I should have had a little more steel hands, but still made money. It wasn't anything like made 30-40%. It wasn't like it lost money or anything, but closed some stuff out earlier just to de-risk. And we bounced straight off that. We'll get into SPY here. Again, I haven't looked at these charts, so we always do it together, and I kind of like that. I think it's kind of cool. Let's go to the daily first. Check out the daily. I think that'll really give an idea of what happened here. Again, the 50-day. I mean, literally every time. Where's my 50-day here? Light green. So 50-day is at was yesterday 423.52. 423.52. So it went under, reclaimed, took it back. Yesterday I called the bottom here. Literally, I was on the live stream with everybody in our full-time Discord. I was literally going over stuff, and I got my alert, and I looked at it, and I looked at the order flow, and I looked at the premiums, and I called the bottom, literal bottom. Happy about that. I like calling those. Those are fun. Called it here too when we were ripped this way, so I'm guessing we were here and we were ripped this way. Huge day. Retook yesterday's high, filled the gap, and then it retook the lows coming in from Friday. On SPY, which are 430.92, so just under that right now. But again, overshot it, was good. It retook the 8-day at 431.27. If SPY closes over 431.27 today, I mean, it's going to be a day two of this. It's going to be a pop. You're going to get that second day, probably get it to about 430. I would say probably 434. Possible 434. Yeah, I'd say about 434. We'll get another 30 points on ES most likely. Get a gap up tomorrow, and then we'll probably fade a little bit and retest that 430 mark. Looking good, though. We bought a bunch of different... I was trying to figure out quickly while the bottom was in. I didn't know... You never know how long you're going to have a chance to buy something. So I was buying stuff where premiums were quick. I could get it on SPY and Apple as quick as I could. Let's look at the 65-minute. Looking great. I mean, yesterday, Thursday, Friday, and yesterday morning, all the bears were like, this is it. It's the crash. And I kept telling you guys, this is not a crash. As long as there's 0% interest rates and there's no tapering whatsoever by the Fed, this is what happens. They're just going to keep retesting the 50, retesting the 50, retesting the 50 on the daily ES. We're going to run, retest, get through all-time highs, hang out. You're going to have some bears call the top. They're going to get 130 points down, 100 points down, and then it's going to hit the 50-day, and then we're going to bounce again. This is literally the pattern. And you can look at it. It's the pattern. I think it's pretty easy to see. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Not 50, not 50. 50. Actually got to 100. This was during the election. So there you go. It got to the election. And then this was right after the Fed came out with some monetary stuff, and then people worried about Biden and Trump and all that garbage. But for 2021, it is hit the 50 and rip, 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 hit the 50 and rip. It's not going to change anytime soon. I hate to break it to everybody. Until they do tapering, it's not going to affect this at all. And even then, I don't know how much it'll affect it. Once the interest rates rise and the taper's in full effect, as in they stop doing it, then you really get this downfall. Qs. Looking at Qs here, I mean, just looks exactly like SPY. Retook the 8-day, now above the 8-day. 8 days 358.40, looking good. Close above that. Another update probably tomorrow. I wouldn't be shorting this. It's hard to short this, this move, and then you get one update. You're like, okay, it's coming back down. I don't think so. This gap is going to be your gap support. So if you really want to short the Qs, you could, 357.24. That would kind of be your number where you could maybe they push it back into the gap a little bit, maybe back to the 21 day at 354, but I don't see it. There's too much buyers. There's too much power out of this. IWM, great pickup. We actually picked up September 215 calls. I did that on purpose because I think IWMs are going to, my thesis is IWMs run into August and into the FOMC in August. So we'll see how that goes. But I bought it for mid-September. Should have enough room. Should have enough time. Tesla looking okay. There's just not as much power behind Tesla these days. I think until something happens, I think this is going to be a big break. It could be on earnings, but you have all the moving averages. If you're a technical guy, you have all the moving averages above. It's really just getting held by the 21 day right now. Gets over the 21 day. The 8 days crumpled right there. Could really start to move up. 665 would be a target. I have the Tesla 650s right now for this week. See if they go. If they don't go by tomorrow, I'll probably just cash it in and see what I get. Roku big winner today. We bought today right here on this cloud support. It was 390. I think we bought it at 401, 400, and 398. We had 3 different buys on it. It was down here. Now it's ripped all the way up. We still have full position because this anchored VWAP right here is pretty strong. So the 427 area is where I'm going to be looking to take profits. As long as it closes above 413.55 today, which obviously so far it is, it should have another green day. Should be a three green raindrop day to 427. I'll cash out. We should get about 50% for our 410 calls that we have. Looking good. 65 minute looking great. Good curl up. See the 65 minute 200. This is, I told you yesterday in the film, this is one of my favorite. If I'm going to use technicals and things like that, I love the 200, both the 65, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 10 minute are all good for scalps. I prefer the 10 minute, a little more confirmation in there. The 65 minute 200, great place to start a swing or scalp, whatever you want to move there. And then the daily 200 is a great place to start swings. So just for you guys that need, some sort of chart, don't know order flow, don't know how to read premiums on options, like that's something you got to think about. So right now it's an anchored VWAP from the highest high on the 65 minutes, having a little trouble with, but if you look close enough here, it's actually closing above it finally. So I would expect over 415.91. I'm really expecting 427 by tomorrow. There's not much in the way of it up to 427. I mean, 427 is here. Like I said, that's the daily anchored VWAP from the highest high. I love anchored VWAPs. I think that's actually something on a chart that is actually useful for people to use. I think Brian Shannon was the originator of it. Good stuff, really good stuff. Zoom, interesting. We actually took off our calls. We made about 30-40% on them. That's cool with me. I'm great with that. We bought at the bottom here around 346. It ran up on the 65 minute. We closed it out right around 356. They actually ran up pre-market to 359. And it started at 357. It fell down. But if you look at it, it's actually constructive. It's pretty constructive. This 200 daily, like I told you, it's a great place to buy. This is a great place to buy, the 200 daily. Really just here, and you pop it up and you just wait. Buy swings for, in my opinion, like, you could buy swings for August. You could buy them for September. You could buy them for November, next year, whatever. This is a good place. It's a good place to do it. It's a good RR. If it fails the 200, then you got, you're probably out of it. And then once it reclaims it, you can buy it again. Or if you want to get short, you can short that. What else we got here? Oh my God, the Ripper, the Ripper that is Apple. Holy crap! Sorry, I can't say that on film. I can't say it in chat. Just an absolute rip show. Who are you, Apple? Let me see these horizontal rates here. Currently sitting at the top, 147.10. like I said in chat today, it still has room. You know, I mean, 21 days under it. It's now a little extended from the 8-day, but I don't think that's going to matter. I think back to all-time highs into earnings. For the 1K challenge, my calls are almost even again. They were down 80% this morning, so what does that tell you? And again, I knew I had time. I didn't have to make a decision on it. I knew there was a lot of time on those in the 1K challenge. 147.10 right now, kind of holding it down. I just put that on there for you guys. You saw where that was on the daily. We'll go back in case for some reason you don't remember. 147.10 is just high of day right now. I actually don't think that. I thought once Apple gap filled at 140, 145.90 ish, that was that. But Apple said, no, we're good. We're Gucci. We're going to keep going. Everything's underneath it on the 65. Clouds are all switched to green. This is all systems go. This is going back to all-time highs. This is probably the fuel it needed to probably get through this going into earnings. It's probably going to run up to about 160. I want to say 165, but probably 160, 161 now. That'd kind of be a measured move. Let's see it from here if you bought it there. Oops, sorry. Again, I don't really use this stuff. I just like it looks aesthetic. It's a 12% move. That's pretty good. I don't know if you're going to get 12% out of that, but that's a big move. You're probably going to get, if you measure it from the bar here, if you go here to here on it, again, I'm just playing with this while I'm playing with you guys. 157.61. If you measure move it, if it wants to be that type of move, not something I'm banking on or anything like that, but definitely all-time highs, definitely over that. Full swing position still for me. I've been holding through the whole thing. We'll see how it goes. The mouse was good today. I've been keeping the mouse on here just because mouse has an explosive move coming. 200 is going to come at some point. It's just when. It's probably over this 186, but this could be a good place to, once this 200, the 65-minute 200, you can really move off of that. See what the daily 200 is way down there, so you'd want to play off the 65-minute. So gap fill here still, 65-minute. Get over this 177.56. You can long that. NVIDIA also on the split. I totally messed it up. I don't know why I wasn't thinking right. I wanted to buy puts into the split, and I didn't, and now I missed out on this move here from 205 to what we got down to 178. This is a no play. Your catalyst is gone. It ran up a huge amount. It's going to come back to earth like Tesla, Apple did. I mean, it already is if you look at it. You can't really short it here. You can, but I wouldn't. I mean, I would short it on the retest of the 200 here, this 186. I would do that, and I would retest it, see where it goes. If it goes above, you can long it. If it goes below, you can short it if you want. What else? Netflix has earnings today. So they ran it up a little bit here into the day. I don't know. I'm not a Netflix guy anymore. I made a ton of money last summer off of it, and I just haven't played it since. It just fails every time. And filled the gap, and then it came back down. Here's your channel. Like, I don't know. Not for me. I'm just not down with that. So, all right, that's it for today. We will see you guys tomorrow. AlphaTraders.com, @AlphaTraders Inc. Hit us up. Join us. We're killing this thing. Let's go.